Hello! In this video, I'm going to talk about Chapter 6 and Chapter 7. If you don't know, there's a public speaking booklet in which you are going to understand and learn a lot of things that can help you as a public speaker. It is very important to remember all of this kind of stuff because it is something that has a lot of value, and when you grow up you're going to use it in many different ways. Being a public speaker is one of the most important things that you need to learn in high school. But why is that? Because a public speaker is a person who knows how to demonstrate and how to act in front of a lot of people. So if you are in a situation in which it involves being in front of a crowd, or I don't know, maybe it can be not with a lot of people, it can be with 4, 3, 2 people, but even though you need to apply the strategies that you are learning because if you master them, it can affect your social and relationships and how you demonstrate yourself in them and how you participate in speeches or different stuff. We're going to talk about chapter 6 and chapter 7 because they are about some kind of speeches that you may not know, or even so you know them, you may not know a lot of information about them that goes around those kind of stuff. So we are going to start with chapter 6. What is chapter 6 about? The chapter 6 is about persuasion. What is persuasion? We define persuasion as a way in which we try to someone else change their behavior, their beliefs, or the way they act. For example, if I'm a seller, I need to master persuasion because I want people to buy my stuff, my different things. If I'm selling, for example, burgers, I'm going to try people to think that my burgers are the best. Persuasion refers to even so they are not good at all, I as a speaker need to convince people to buy my product. So I am going to start telling different things in order to make people change their mind about what I'm saying. Then I'm going to start saying that my burger is the best, that it has the best ingredients, that no one else can do it the same way as I do. And that's what persuasion is. It's to change a behavior. It doesn't matter if it is in a bad, negative, or a good, positive way. You can change attitudes and beliefs. It is difficult, yeah, it is very difficult. It is not as simple as it may sound, but it is incredibly important to know that you can be successful doing it. Persuasion matters because it is the base of all selling kind of stuff, and many people need to master it. Even so, they don't know they are mastering it. Types of persuasive speeches. Well, the types of persuasive speeches are very different because they all depend on what is your end in mind. You can persuade someone about changing their values. For example, there are some people that, I don't know, this is a weird example, but it is what it is. Some people think that killing is okay, so if you are part of those people, you may want to convince everyone that that is okay. Even so, it is not. It is an example of how to make a negative change in persuasion. Then you can gain immediate action or to definitional claims and different stuff that you can apply when you are making a persuasive speech. There are also about factual claims. These ones talk about when you're persuading something using information that is real. So you're not telling blank lies to the people who you are trying to persuade. Organizing is very important when you're talking about persuasion. There are a lot of structures or schematics that you can use that may help you to persuade someone. There is the Monroe's motivated sequence that has a lot of steps, such as paying attention, having needs, looking at satisfaction, accreditation, and the action. Then it can be the problem cause solution. You discuss a problem knowing the solution to the problem, so you may seem like a confident man and that you're talking about something that you do know. Then comparative advantages is like comparing side by side to different things, so you can make something look better than the other one, even so they can be all the same. Then after discussing chapter 6, we go to chapter 7, speaking to entertain. As you saw, I was talking before, speaking to persuade, to try to change someone's way of looking at things, beliefs, values, everything. But now, this type of speech is simpler, but more difficult to achieve because it's speaking to entertain. When you're trying to entertain someone, you're not just being a funny guy telling a lot of easy cheap jokes. No, you're going to say something interesting enough for your audience to have interest in what you're saying. So they are going to maintain a rhythm and a connection in which they are going to be entertained. It doesn't have to be humorous at all. It can be about, I don't know, a sad story, a joke. No, a joke. That's humorous. Sorry. I don't know, a sad story, or it doesn't have to be sad, but that's my point. You can have a lot of ways to entertain people, and that's how weird it is about it. There are a lot of types of speeches that you use to entertain. These are the special occasion speeches. They all depend on the place and the time when you are saying it. For example, there are two that are almost the same, but they change regarding what you are talking about. A toast is when you are celebrating someone because they did something great, something good, and you're trying to say something. For example, when you are in a wedding, you like to make a toast for the bride or for the maid. And then the roast, that is almost the same, but what it changes is that you're talking about negative stuff about that person. That's the main difference between them. So as you can see, speaking to entertain depends on the context and how you do it, and it is very difficult to master it, but you can. It's possible. So you need to be pretty brave if you want to learn how to do it, and that's why we are here. There are a lot of forms of verbal humor that you can use, like acronyms, aside, oxymorons, humorous advertisements, pleonasm, and one-liner. So what I want to get through this is that chapter 6 and chapter 7 are very different from each other because we are talking about different types of speeches, but they have the same thing. They are speeches. They are something that you are going to use while talking in public. So it is very important that you master them and you learn them, because then you're going to be successful as a speaker. Thank you for your attention. This was my whole video.